Hi, I'm Pat. Welcome back and thanks for being here. Today I'm going to show you this Block of the Month kit by Gen X Quilters called Moccasin. I've decided to show you this quilt today because I need your help. I've finished making this kit and right now it's 67 inches square, but I'm not done yet. I want to turn this into a queen size bed quilt. I've got some choices to make on how best to do that, and I'd love to get your input. So stick around till the end and let me know what you think. Thanks for being here, and let's get into it. The quilt I'm showing you today is a Block of the Month kit that was designed by Annemarie Chany and published by Gen X Quilters. The kit includes fabrics from RJR in their Cotton Supreme Solids line. Each block is 9x9 finished, and the quilt finish size is 67 inches square. I did most of the piecing on my white Singer Featherweight, which is a 1960s machine. This kit is not too difficult, but does include some techniques like half square triangles, some curves, and some applique. The color choices in this kit are great, so pay attention to that as we take a look at the blocks. This kit includes 12 different blocks, and I'm showing them to you in order. First up is the Ladies of the White House and Ladies of the Lake blocks. Next we have a curved pinwheel block that the designer says is based on a classic windflower block. The third set of blocks is two different colorways of this shoe fly block design. This crow's foot block is really cool. I like how the colors are arranged in this one. The designer calls this one a bosonic string block, and it's based on an old maid's puzzle, according to her. She calls this one a wow block, and it includes some half square triangles, flying geese, and then a diamond in the square in the center. This is a nice block because it gets out of the traditional shapes a little bit and just combines some triangles in a modern looking, really attractive way. Next we have some 9-patch blocks, but these have curved outer edges just for a little bit of variety. These ones look great. She calls these blueberry pie blocks, and there's two of them in different colorways. These are called Independence Square blocks, and like some of the others, again, there's two different colorways of this block design. Lastly, we have the Dresden plate that goes at the center. So you can see a few pictures here of the construction in progress leading towards the full circle of points and then appliqued onto a purple background with a center circle. And that brings us to the finished top where all these blocks are assembled. What you don't see is an additional 2-inch navy blue border that goes around what you see here. In this photo, I've placed the quilt top on top of a queen size bed so you can see why I want to expand it to a queen size quilt. The top, as it is right now, fits nicely on the top portion of the bed, so really all I need to do is add some borders, and that way we'll have something that's the right size to use as a queen size bed quilt. For this to work, I'm going to need to add at least 10 to 12 inches on all four sides. Next, we'll take a look at some design options to get there. For this design exercise, I'm using the EQ8 software. This is a quilt layout and design software package if you're not familiar with it. I'll leave a link below where you can find more information if you need it. To start with, I created a layout and arrangement in EQ8 that matches what comes in the kit. Next, I added some color to these blocks just to approximate the look of the kit. I didn't bother to recreate all of the block designs in EQ8 because that would take a lot of time and it's not necessary for what I'm doing here. Using this as a starting point, I added some additional borders to what's already included in the design. Next, I started adding some color to those borders just to visualize some different options. I also created a square arrangement with corner blocks and a pieced inner border just to experiment with some different ideas. EQ8 has a sketchbook feature where you can basically capture different versions of a quilt design along the way and then look at them all together. Now let's take a look at those options, and when we're done, I'm going to ask for your feedback on what you like best. First up is a simple 3-row solid border, and this is in a rectangular shape that's ideal for a queen-size bed. I tried a few different color options in the border, first a cream color, then this yellow, and then a purple or pink option. Next, I simplified things a little bit by getting rid of that outer border row, and I'll just have a contrasting binding instead. The third option I looked at was a square shape, and this is back to a 3-row solid border. Part of why I considered a square shape is so that I could insert these corner blocks and have them be square. So I looked at a few different options with these corner blocks, really looking at different colors. First the purple, then a yellow, next orange, and then lastly a pink color. Personally, I don't think this outer border is working well with the corner blocks, so next I got rid of that and just replaced it with a contrasting binding. At the same time, I also experimented with some contrasting colors in the border just to liven things up a little bit. In this version here, I have purple and orange, but I could substitute those for other colors if I wanted. And the last feature I looked at was a pieced inner border. So here you can see yellow and blue alternating squares. And then I also considered a version with different colors in there. So I'm not sure which colors would work best, but I think that there might be a good opportunity for piecing that inner border. I think it could add some visual interest without getting too busy. So here's a roundup of the 6 options that we looked at. I'd love it if you would let me know in the comments which of these you think looks best, and feel free to comment on specific color choices too if you'd like. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Moccasin Quilt design by Gen X Quilters. I really enjoyed making it, and I also enjoyed showing it to you. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you next time.